These videos are not financial advices. Everything shared here is provided for educational purposes only.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I was aiming to take this trade, man. We just missed it right now. I always miss my first trades because of, I'm trying to start the video and I see that it's already moved. This is a beautiful gap down, this is a beautiful QM, and this is a beautiful uptrend market direction. And that's just how we missed that trade. I'm looking for some trades. Honestly, I'm trying to find some good ones, and market doesn't seem to move very good right now. I've been looking at the charts and there's just it's not good movements. So today we're gonna take the trades on a bad market. This is uptrend. I don't want to sell here. We always want to go with the market direction and try to do that in this session because it's a risky session for me, and I hope I can handle it. So we do have a QM, we do have a trend line, and the breakout happened here. This is an order block. This would be a very great place to take a buy. If price comes down, I will put this right here. So I will keep an eye on it. Let's quickly check. When it comes to trading, you have to be really patient with the trades you take. You have to be selective. And this is the demand. It's beautifully reacting from the demand zone. We do have a little entry zone if the price comes down. So I wouldn't... Okay, I'm taking a buy right now. We're on a round number. I'm taking only one trade on this one because it's kind of a risky one because the price hasn't really touched the entry point in this demand. If this shadow was touching the entry point, let me show you what I mean. You see, in 30 seconds, you see this demand, right? If I mark this, it's going to be this one. This is the point that the majority of buyers are sitting. In case the price was touching this, it would mean for me that the buyers are now in the chart. But right now, it's just going back from here. I don't think this candle has a lot of buyers. That's why we're failing this trade. And it's fine. I will look for other opportunity. We do have this point of rejection as well. So if I get the chance to take the next trade, let me just take a little screenshot of this. Because I journal all my trades. Doesn't matter if there's a loss or win. There's always a lesson in a loss. That's why we need to always journal it. Now, the reason why I lost this because I relied on this little gap down and being on around a number. I do not really have a buying setup here. We do have this trend, and the gap down is a confirmation that that's not a setup, I would say. But let's say we break this doji, then we would have a doji break setup, and then we enter on this demand. We would have lower time frame entry. That would be beautiful and takeable. So now I don't see anything. Let's keep moving. I'm trying to call out the bad trades as well, so you know what's going on. This is an order block, and I'm sure the market is reacting from the lower time frame entry. Yes, we do have a little entry right here. I'm taking it right now. It's kind of a beautiful one. This one. Again, we looked at lower time frame entry. This is the fair value gap causing a crazy breakout. So this is a very good point in the market. And this candle already reacted from the zone, which would be ideal to take it on this candle, of course, which I missed. And yeah, this is one of the weirdest sessions of mine because, yeah, this is going to be this, if I'm not mistaken, the second loss, even though my entry is also bad. All right, that was actually a winning trade. That was a winning trade, and I'm not gonna lie, it was close to be a losing trade because of my bad entry. Let me just So listen carefully to this part of the explanation. Now, let's see what's happening here. We do have a little compression right here. Price is compressed to this area. This is a wedge. Okay, this is called a wedge. And then the wedge is going to either break up from upside or downside, right? And it broke from downside like this. So what force is causing the breakout? It's either a supply or an order block. So in this particular case, we do have a little order block down here. How do we tell it? It's easy. The breakout happened. Let's zoom. This is the fair value gap, FVG. What is the candle before it? Is this one. So this is the order block. So if I mark this, I'll make it green. And now I mark the order block. So this is the point that the market can react on the next touch. Then market came down. As you can see, we see a lot of hesitation from the sellers and a lot of pressure from the buyers. These shadows are the pressures from the buyers. You can see it created this little doji right here. And then after this doji, we have a buyer's entry. This is buyer's entry. And then again, this is a retracement, created another doji, and then created double bottom. See, maybe this is a triple bottom or double bottom. This is a reversal market structure pattern. If you look closer, you'll see this pattern as well. This is a QM, right? So this is the price touched the QM. It went up. You can obviously tell that the direction is changing. Now we came toward this order block, which we have lower time frame entry. How do we tell if we have lower time frame entry? My red zones in all of my videos are lower time frame entries. This is how I find it. I go to 30 second first. Let's zoom in. Do you see anything? We do see a little bit of overlapping level, but that's not what I'm looking at the first place. Then I go to 15 second, and now I can see that. See, this is how I mark my lower time entry. Next time price is reacting from it. How do we trade this? It's simple. You have to be on the flag mode. You have to be on flag mode. This part of the clock should be on 0. This should be on +1. Because we want the trade to close with the candle trade, no matter how much time remaining of the candle. Now, this candle comes to the zone, you enter, boom, it rejects and closed right here, and you win. Okay, so this is how you trade the order block and anything that can be traded with lower time frame confirmation. Now the question is, some people say, why don't you trade the main markets? You only trade OTCs, right? Now let's show you why I don't trade them. See, these are the main markets. First of all, the percentage is lower, which is fine. Let's say it's fine. The moment I switch it, right? Look, doesn't matter which one. The moment I switch it, look at this one. Look at this. The minimum auto time offset to the current asset has been changed to +2. Now, the +1 is removed. So we don't have +1 on the main pairs. Okay? The main Forex pairs. I don't know why they have done that. I don't know the reason, but that is when my strategy works in OTC. Why would I even bother? Okay, I can still trade 1 minute, but I have to go to timer mode, which timer mode takes the benefit of having the candle trade closing with the candle. We don't have that. So if I enter here, it's going to close after 60 seconds. No matter how much time remaining of the candle. But if I trade this on flag mode and on +1, if I enter right now on this candle, it's going to close after 20 seconds, 18 seconds, 17 seconds, depending on the remaining time of the candle timer. Okay, so that's key, and that's why I don't trade main markets. First, the percentage is low. Second, we don't have +1. Okay, for some certain strategy, it might be better to just stick to the main pairs. For my strategy, it's been years that I'm fine with OTC. That's why I always trade in OTC. It's just easier for me. Okay, why would I not? Look at this beautiful order block. We're coming down a very aggressive way. So that was the questions that people asked. Okay, I hope I answered. If you have any more questions, you can ask in the comments. Yeah, I'm looking for another opportunity. Okay, this is another example. See, this is a resistance respected, and then we do have this order block right here. This is the order block. Now, if I go to lower time frame, wait, let me just take this trade. I cannot ignore this trade. Oh my god, man. Okay, so I was explaining the order block, this order block, and the rejection. See, if I go to 30 second, I don't see anything here. If I go 15 second, you already see the lower time frame entry right here for this order block. See? You see this rejection, this shadow? Now let's look at it in 1 minute. This would be the entry point, right, on this candle. The candle came down and finally goes up and closed up here. And this particular trade, if you were taken on this order block, it would be a winning trade. Okay? And make sure you always take the order block trades that have broken a respected resistance. This is a respected resistance. Okay? Yeah, so that was the... We have 3 trades. Let me just take a screenshot of this. Mark my trades so I don't... Oh, I forgot to journal the second trade, I guess. Yeah, but I will say it's a win because I don't have the screenshot for that. But I can add later, okay? I can always add later. If you use journal, there's always a button. You can put this and you go find the trade if you miss it and then upload it. Now, our confidence level is 65, natural, neutral, and we can still look for other opportunities, okay? We have some room to take more trades. I want to take this buy right now. I think market should give us a retracement for this outside bar. Plus, we're breaking an overlapping level and the moving average, and we're in a demand zone. The market kind of moves in a crazy way, and I think we need a retracement for this trade. Let's see. All right, that was a winning trade. One more point that I'm gonna mention right now. Let me just add this one. Okay, now we're in the overconfident level, 85, and we have to stop this session right now. I'm gonna call it a day. 54, yes. I kind of made a mistake, but was minor. So, yes. About this particular trade, first of all, you always consider the minor trend, okay? Minor trend is uptrend. How do we find it? Mark the movement of the chart. We haven't created the lower low yet, so we're still uptrend. Now, if you look, the overlapping levels kind of act like doji breaks. If you break them, you can get retracement. If you have patterns, double candlestick patterns like this, you can have retracement. Most of the times, breaking the this moving average is going to give you retracement unless there's a sequence to not give. Okay. In this particular case, we have a little sequence of not having the retracement. Look, sequence, gap up, not retracement. Broken, not retracement. This is a sequence. Broken, not retracement. So according to sequence, market shouldn't give us retracement, but I thought that because of breaking this, we do get retrace, and my entry was with margin of safety in case we have a little red candle, so we don't lose a trade. That was a winning trade because of the margin of safety. And this is also a demand zone. Okay, we have two demand zones right here. Market can react from either, which is reacting from this one. If I was about to take a trade, I would consider taking this entry. Look how beautiful market works. Let me just mark it. Be surgical with marking it. I want you to see how accurate this is. Like, I'm gonna be 100% accurate. Like, let me just be super accurate. Let me see if it's, yes, super accurate. See? The moment market touches this red zone, boom. If you are in the correct demand zone. See how beautiful it is? You can already see the signs of bars are getting in the market from this movement. So the movement in these two candles are looking like this, right? And then it came down, boom. So yeah, that's it. Do not forget to join the Telegram channel. That's the first link in the description. If you want this journal, which is quite amazing tool to keep track of your work if you're a serious trader, okay? You can use the things like you can go back in your sessions and check like one of your any session you want. For example, this one. See, the trades I've taken on April 8th still visible here. So you can study your trades and stuff like that. After this journal, once you import your trades on long term, it will try to analyze, and at some point it will tell you your weaknesses and your strength about your trading style in particular. And in that way, it's going to be very useful.